You'll have to forgive the hair, it's raining outside. Now, over the last few months, as I've been walking the streets of London, talking to myself, which is something I do normally, only this time I've been doing it with a camera in my hand, so I am certifiably crazy. A lot of people have been coming up to me and asking me the same question. And it's a question I never get tired of hearing, and I'm always very happy to answer it. And the question is, can you direct me to Covent Garden? And the answer I give is always the same. It's straight ahead and on your left. And if it isn't, complain. And you know, it's one of the perils of celebrity and of doing a lot of filming in the streets around Covent Garden. But the question I never get asked, primarily I suppose because people have no idea who the hell I am, which is a condition that you may be suffering from too, viewer, in which case, hello, and I have no idea who the hell you are either, so we're even. The question I would like them to ask me, but they don't seem to want to ask, is why are you filming documentaries about Nobel Prize-winning physicists and not about, say, former winners of Big Brother, jockeys who've won the Grand National, football players excluded from Roy Hodgson's England squad, or CEOs of UK-based corporations who don't pay the full rate of tax? And the answer is fairly simple. Well, there are two answers, the fairly simple answer and the extremely simple answer. The extremely simple answer is, if no one's going to watch these videos anyway, I might as well make them about something that interests me. The fairly simple answer relies, as most of the answers I give do, on a very deep and profound sense of shame. And that shame stems from the fact that I did a physics degree quite a few years ago now. I'm not embarrassed about the degree, you understand, although I should be, I suppose, but I'm embarrassed about the fact that when I came out of that, I thought that I would know all about all the Nobel Prize-winning physicists. After all, they've only been awarded 113 times, just under 200 people got the award. And, you know, over the course of a physics degree, you hear about a lot of physicists. You know, a lot of physicists, like more physicists than you thought it was possible to hear about in one lifetime. And I knew maybe 80. But there are lots who have been sort of consigned to the dustbin of physics history, certainly as taught to school students or undergraduates or postgraduates or even to the general public to a large extent. What about the remaining 120? These were people who in their year were considered the most significant contributors to their field, and yet their discoveries aren't taught. It's very easy, retroactively, to try and fit the history of physics into a nice linear narrative. One discovery led to another, led to another, led to another. That's not the way the history of science works. Nobel Committee, brilliant though the individuals who sit on it aren't psychics. And if they were, then they wouldn't be on the Nobel Committee because they'd be frauds. Don't sue me, do me a favor. But they can't see into the future. So they have no way of knowing which of the discoveries of one year are going to be more significant than others 20, 30 years into the future. Which means Nobel Prizes get awarded for work that nowadays seems completely out of context. Every one of them was put on an equal footing by the Nobel Committee and deserves to be looked at seriously, in depth, with as many silly jokes and lousy edits as is humanly possible. So, if there are two take-home messages from this, it's number one, the history of the Nobel Prize is a lot more interesting, a lot more complicated than people give it credit for. And number two, it's straight ahead and on your left. Thanks.